shall I send? Here I am, Lord.
This is All About Mission, and I'm Jennifer. For this edition of All About Mission, we invited Reverend Dr. John Nuessle with us. Dr. Nuessle has served the United Methodist Church for the Global Ministries for almost 30 years, and he is widely known as a mission strategist and theologian. Since April this year, Dr. Nuessle is also a member of the editorial board of Mission Journal, which is published by Hope 5 and 2F Foundation. Mission Journal provides resources for Korean American local churches to be more engaging in mission and to use mission to revitalize the life of the congregation. Good morning, Dr. Nuessle.
Good morning, Jennifer.
We are so pleased to have you back on All About Mission.
Thank you.
Your role within the editorial board is to provide biblical and theological understanding and insight for the journal. And we are receiving so many positive feedbacks for your column, Mission and Theology. And this year was our first year. So Dr. Nuessle, tell us about your experiences as you write your column, and how did we do? Have we met our objectives?
My experience has been very positive. I've written about mission and mission theology for many, many years. It's been exciting to think about this, specifically writing to the Korean American and the Korean congregations in that community and their understandings of what mission is. So this biblical notion of mission that we've been attempting to formulate and project, that mission is not essentially what we do, but mission is essentially how do we participate in what God is already doing. It's God's incarnation in the world. It's God's divine activity. So that mission is not just a program or just an activity or some response from our part to God, but it is participating with God. And that's a different perspective. It's it's a radically different looking at the motivation for mission. So I've written about, for example, the nature of missionary service as responding to God's presence, not bringing God where God is not, but participating with God's there. And the hope that is found in, for example, the 5 loaves and 2 fish, the basis of the foundation, and the connectional nature of mission. So that's what we've been trying to suggest. That is, I think the objective is to have a dialogue and a conversation started within the Korean community about what is mission. What do they think about this notion of participating in God's mission rather than just doing what we want to do? And I'm hoping that the columns, mine and others, have helped to engender that kind of conversation. I think we've looked at and achieved that objective.
Thank you. Now, as we look ahead, how do we shape Mission Journal for the coming year? And would you do anything different as you think about your column for 2015?
Yeah, I think the journal itself is excellent. It's got a great design, great features. Has lots of good authors, wide perspective, and it's again been very exciting for me to participate with that column on mission and theology. But again, if our objective is to engender this conversation, this dialogue about what is mission, we need to be more interactive. We need to find ways that, not just feedback, because feedback tends to be, well, I like it or I don't, and that doesn't lead us anywhere. But a real dialogue about what is mission, how is it engaged with local churches, what do they understand, again, push them on this biblical notion of mission, not our cultural ideas, but the biblical notion, first century biblical notion of mission as doing what God is already doing. That's a very different notion. If we can find a way to have that dialogue either through the journal or through the website and other media, I think that would be very, very important for our future.
Okay, thank you very much for your meaningful insight.
You're very welcome.
This is All About Mission. Thank you for being with us. We hope you will join us again. Have a blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send?